sense that a lot of the feeling amongst Africans and African leaders is that the West has not reacted quickly enough because it's not been a Western issue at the moment.
Listen, let me just be very blunt and very transparent for our viewers. My family is in Sierra Leone. My mother is in Freetown. My brother is in Freetown. I have family scattered throughout the country. This is very real. So I am speaking to people on the ground in Sierra Leone, and I'm getting the distinct, not just impression, I am being told that they feel abandoned, quite simply. They feel that the West dropped the ball, the West failed to respond back in March to basically put together an adequate plan that, you know, basically had in it the potential for this to grow larger. So I think there is also the sense, and having interviewed a number of people on this issue, that it is because, as you say, it is in Africa, that there is that sense that, well, it's far away, it's over there, we don't need to worry about it, it's not our problem. But the reality is, if those CDC projections come to pass, that worst case scenario, as high as 1.4 million people in January of 2015, it is all of our problems. It isn't just something contained out there. It affects all of us, if not in terms of cases crossing borders and making it to the West, making it to the United States, then these countries are right now at risk of political instability. They're at risk in terms of the economies falling to shreds, and the West will have to respond. It will have to help in some way, shape, or form. And so really, it concerns us all.
Story which has been making headlines since the outbreak of Ebola in West Africa. It was the focus of a high-level meeting at the UN General Assembly.
US President Barack Obama described it as a growing threat to regional and global security. He urged world leaders to join together to stop the spread of the deadly virus. Take a listen.
We are not moving fast enough. We are not doing enough. Right now, everybody has the best of intentions, but people are not putting in the kinds of resources that are necessary to put a stop to this epidemic. There's still a significant gap between where we are and where we need to be.
And according to the latest figures from the World Health Organization, there are more than 2,900 confirmed suspected deaths from Ebola in West Africa and more than 6,200 cases of the virus. The vast majority of them are in Liberia, you can see the map there, Guinea, Sierra Leone as well, with a handful also reported in Senegal and Nigeria.
Sierra Leone's three-day nationwide lockdown aimed at trying to stop the spread of Ebola apparently was successful. Thousands of volunteers checked for cases of the virus this past weekend. They also informed residents about the deadly epidemic. More than 1 million households were canvassed, and officials found the outbreak is actually more widespread than previously thought.
And the World Bank estimates it will cost $1 billion to contain the outbreak.
Yeah, the three hardest hit nations in West Africa are now facing huge bills. These are countries which can afford it the least. Experts estimate the outbreak will cost Sierra Leone more than $160 million this year, about 3% of its GDP. In Guinea, it's $130 million. Liberia, $66 million. And the president of the World Bank spoke to CNN about what needs to be done now.
If we get above 1 million cases, Richard, we're really talking about reversing all the great things that have been happening on the continent for the last 10, 15 years. You know, over 5.5% growth rate even during the period of 2008 to 2013. What we're talking about is a fundamental crisis throughout the continent if we don't get this under control in these three countries within the next weeks to months.
Right, so the clock is ticking. It's a short time frame, which is why I guess President Obama sent, 3,000 troops to Africa?
Right.
Okay.
The following report contains some disturbing images.
An empty road, empty houses. We're driving into the new stronghold of the virus, and to one village at its heart. In Kigbal, a cluster of children on one side of the road. We soon discover why. On the other side, everyone is either dead or dying.
She said she's sick. She has the sickness of a turnover.
Her head is turning, so she's got a fever, presumably.
That's what she said.
Do you think it's Ebola?
It is.
We're having to be very careful where we walk. There were dead bodies all around here that were cleared up just recently, but still, in the middle of this village, we have Ebola victims, and there are two or three here, these women and their baby daughter, and another man just down the road, and they're all believed to have the virus. They're just being left here, presumably to die.
Next door, Momo Sese is struggling with no protective gear to care for his sick wife, Fatu.
The husband is asking the wife that if they don't heal you, what will happen to you? And the lady said she's going to die.
I'm sorry there's nothing we can do to help you, but I'm sure help will come.
He pleads again for help as Fatu drifts away. Across the road, the children wait. They think this side is safer, but some of them look feverish. So where are their parents?
Could you ask the children to raise their hands if they've been orphaned?
Because I've been calling, attending meetings of WFP and WHO, and I haven't got any help yet.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all. I feel very angry about that, because my people are dying.
Mabinti is 14.
I'm not feel fine because I didn't hear me.
When my father became ill, they took him away, she says. I don't even know if he's dead now. So many have gone. We came to this side to avoid catching the virus.
It's not better than people.
But there is no proper quarantine system here.
Can we see her?
Local officials have taken a handful of the more feverish children a mile up the road. Alusi is 6.
Are you feeling okay? His head's aching, I'm sorry.
And so he returns to the others. If some don't have Ebola yet, they're now living beside people who definitely do.
Waiting for the reopening of the center.
Do you think this could be the solution?
It could be one of the solution, yes.
Sierra Leone doesn't have enough hospital beds for every patient, so this sort of local initiative is crucial. Watching the builders is a boy who knows Ebola better than anyone. When Amara Sese tells the men to be careful about catching it, the 10-year-old is speaking from personal experience. He's just recovered, unlike his family.
I didn't see you. And then people, they all don't die.
You saw lots of people die. In your family? Your mother? Father? And your brothers and sisters? They all died. So it's just you. Just you left.
But then, more bad news. The men in white suits back on Amara's street. Another neighbour has just died, a father of 9. They take his body and bury it with the others, behind Amara's family home.
You can see now they're getting angry because somebody's got too close to the burial team. They're telling them to come back a safe distance. It's taken them perhaps a minute, perhaps 2, since they zipped that body bag, and Abu Bangura's body is already in the ground. The emphasis really on speed here, trying to make sure that the contamination doesn't spread.
Amara heads home. As a survivor, he may now be immune to Ebola. On the one side, his neighbour's widow. Across the street, a new suspected case. At some point, the virus will surely be contained, but much too slowly and at an overwhelming price. Andrew Harding, BBC News, Sierra Leone.
Ebola is politics business. We come in order to ask for the vaccine we belong. In order to ask if you Kaikai or you Rogers or you Kuma is just a babbage. In order to ask the chief don't we promote, in order to ask the question, in order to ask if you are man or woman. Because when I know that time we can come together, we can show solid political leadership. We can come together, we can identify the areas, we can visit our possible areas and we will be trouble but not destroyed. We have pressed down on every side, and everything went wrong. We cried for rescue, no one to help. Oh, we were trouble but not